MaxPax is going to be the next favorite player to win the entire tournament. He has the best PvP in the world, but he's also up against, I mean, top 2 player in the world, right? So these 2 players are the top 2 Protoss players available in StarCraft 2. This could go either way. Best of luck, because if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Site Delta, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. And already the vetoes are crazy, the vetoes are wild. We are entering Site Delta. This map is known for Phoenix Wars. The reason for this is because of the ramp coming into the natural. It does allow for a gate expand to be a lot more common, a lot more defendable, a lot more fortifiable as well. And because of that, that is the setup that we have here. We have both herO and MaxPax throwing down those gateways. We'll see if either one flinches and either one tries to all in the other, or if we just embrace a more economic game. And if that's the case, then this could be the beginning of Phoenix Wars. Oh boy. For the time being, single gases here for both MaxPax and herO, which means they are both hoping to try to get their expansions a little bit faster. herO, he does notice. He does move to low ground. Second gas now being taken. Likewise, second gas for herO as well. The probes are in position and the expansions are denied. And that will force out the Cybercore. Now, this is why Phoenix Wars are very common on Site Delta, because of this kind of setup here. As long as both players can make sure that neither player can expand with these probes, it forces out gas and it forces out a tech structure before the Nexus. And that tech structure typically is a Stargate. And if both MaxPax and herO throw down Stargates, if they both confirm that as well with their probe scouts, then they have to start Phoenixes. And they don't stop making Phoenixes. Ooh, herO, he does place the expansion though. Does get the Nexus. MaxPax out of position. And MaxPax is out of position. herO, he does get the Nexus. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he is forced to throw down the Stargate. So, in the end, we don't have the mirrored build. Only one player was forced to throw down the Stargate in the end. Okay, no Phoenix Wars yet, but we're still getting there. There's a Stargate for herO. Now, herO's Stargate is slightly later than MaxPax's. That could be impactful. That does mean that MaxPax will have a slight lead. Oh my god, the shield batteries are thrown down! And MaxPax, who was forced to make the Zealot, he's moving out across the map with the Zealot, with an Adept, and soon with the Phoenix as well. His goal here is to punish herO for that fast Nexus. We'll see if he can. Again, herO trying to be greedy, pulls the boys, has to deal with these shield batteries. Otherwise, the game could just end, as the production is all here at the natural. herO did wall off with a shield battery. Denies 2 shield batteries, there's 2 left. Ooh, Zealot breaks in. 1 shield battery goes down. Adept has arrived. And MaxPax so far doing okay, but nah, he's going to be forced back. herO, he's holding. herO, he is holding on. Does lose 3 probes. Oh! Losing another. 4 probes going down. MaxPax expands back at home. Phoenixes are in production. But again, MaxPax will have a slight Phoenix lead. Uh-oh. A pretty big one, actually. MaxPax, he has 2 Phoenixes. herO only has 1. And he wants it. He wants that Phoenix. Death also initiate. There we go. Second Phoenix does spawn in just in time. 2 Phoenixes versus 2 Phoenixes. Up. 1 Death gets lifted. herO. Oh. Almost does shoot first. That 1 shield battery, they're adding so much health here, or so much support to that Phoenix. There we go. 3rd Phoenix has arrived. herO unable to chase. Shield battery goes down, finally gets cleaned up, and MaxPax backs off. Whew. MaxPax does back off. Very intense couple of moments here. As the dust settles, both players have their natural bases. herO does have a slight lead when it comes to his own Nexus timing. And the Phoenix Wars, they have begun. It was a chaotic start to the game, but we got there in the end. Second Stargate on the way for MaxPax. Second Stargate a little bit further behind for herO, but it's on the way as well. 5 versus 5. Oh! MaxPax, he does get a couple of extra hits in. herO, he gets 1 shot off as well, so a bit of a trade here and there. I do give the edge to MaxPax overall when it comes to the HP of those Phoenixes. herO has to pull away. when it comes to Phoenix Wars, especially when we're even in the Phoenix count, it all comes down to who shoots first. It comes down to who shoots first, who is stacking, who is not, how quickly you can react, how ready you are, whether or not there's a shield battery to support you, how far you are away from your reinforcements. There's a couple of different factors here and there, but usually it comes down to who has more Phoenixes. Here's usually what it comes down to. So massing out more and more Phoenixes. 9 versus 8. MaxPax does have a 1 Phoenix lead. Uh-oh. He's pushing in. Up! Does push in. Here shoots first. But his Phoenixes are low though. They were already softened up. MaxPax chasing him down. Gets another 2 Phoenixes. Oh my god. That could just be it. Reinforcements. They do come in. Nah, MaxPax, yeah, he has it. He does overwhelm, takes out every single Phoenix, and that should be game. GG gets called. MaxPax takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. Again, MaxPax, he did have that 1 Phoenix lead. He also shot first as well, so 2 things in his favor. Did very quickly overwhelm and did very quickly take the fight. And with that, that is game 1 in the books. Whew. And again, that's the kind of PvP that we expect on Side Delta. As I mentioned before, Side Delta, you're prone to going for a gate expand, which means Phoenix Wars. That's what it does lead to. Now we're getting into game number 2, and the map is really important when it comes to what builds are favorable and which aren't. Up next, Ghost River. Now on Ghost River, because there is no ramp coming into natural, we should not expect Phoenix Wars, but very short rush distance by ground, which means all-ins are common. All-ins and proxies are very common here on this map. Oh boy, and does herO decide to embrace an all-in? Now, we have seen him defeat MaxPax on Ghost River before, but MaxPax, he is, I mean, there's a reason why I say that he has the best PvP in the world. He's very, very good, very powerful when it comes to defending and surviving against all-ins with his own opener. He's just so well practiced, so well versed. We'll see. We'll see what it's going to be. My eyes are going to be on herO. But here we go, we're getting into game 2, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming. Leading the series 1-0, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is herO. We go. So MaxPax, he does move out. He's setting up here on the high ground. Likewise, so is herO. herO should be working towards a 2-gate opener. I imagine MaxPax is going for a gate expand. And the question, for the most part, is going to be, is herO going to go for an all-in or not? That is the question. Speaking of, there we go, second gateway is on the way. There is a probe out on the map for herO. He does move out towards the bottom right. Based on this location, if he does go for a pylon, this looks like a proxy Stargate. As this is very far out of the way. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Does pull back. It is going to be a fake proxy pylon. As herO, is going to be coming in for a scout. And ideally, herO, he forces an overreaction. That is the goal. That is the goal for herO. To force an overreaction at a MaxPax. MaxPax, he scouts. He does confirm the pylon is missing. The pylon is nowhere to be found. herO even hiding that probe a little bit longer. Zealot does spawn in. Probe gets scouted. herO dips in. It is going to be a Stargate open out of MaxPax. Of course it is. This should be Stargate into Oracle with a Void Ray follow-up. And herO, he confirms. Does confirm the build. Just has to make sure he is ready for the Oracle. That is going to be the goal for herO, is opening up double Stalker into a 3rd and 4th Stalker. He goes for a delayed expansion. Very aggressive start by herO. Not all in, but very aggressive nonetheless. As he should now expand. Stalkers moving out. They ideally catch out the Adept. They get a couple of volleys off. Oh! Adept does get away, but is going to run into the reinforcing Stalkers. And hero's pushing in. And this is designed to just trade well, pick off an Adept, a Zealot, a Shield Battery. Does get the Zealot. Takes some extra hits, has to pull back. Again, trades well against the Stalker. Oracle has arrived, and the Oracle shuts down the Stalker. Shuts down both. Shield Battery doesn't finish in time. 1 more second would have been enough. herO, he trades. He's still rallying across the map. Oracle was revealed. Back at home, there's a Shield Battery in the mineral line. herO pushing towards the natural. But the Shield Battery is done. herO can't get much done. Oracle into the main. herO, he gets 1 probe. Pulls away. Does he escape with the Stalkers? Oh, he does not. The power of the Void Ray. Jesus. Gets the Stalker. So MaxPax does have the slightly better trade here. And he's hunting down the second Stalker as well. Jesus. He's gonna get it. Ay, ay, ay. Second Stalker goes down. MaxPax getting ready to dive into the main. Meanwhile, double a death for herO. Does skirt around the edge. Goes unscouted. Doesn't get into the main base, but does shade into the mineral line nonetheless. Into the natural. Oof. The Stalkers, they're nicely positioned. They shut down the Adept. herO doesn't get much done. MaxPax going for the Stalkers. We've seen the power of the Void Ray already. But with reinforcements, Void Ray finally goes down. herO, he holds. Does hold back at home. And we can now finally embrace the mid-game. And work towards the mid-game. Both players are working towards Blink. And I'll be honest, I haven't casted much mid-game between herO and MaxPax. Like, we've been casting them for years, of course. But very often, it's just, you know, all-ins versus MaxPax. Or Phoenix Wars versus MaxPax. Very rarely do we see like a 3-base setup against him. So I'm excited. Assuming we get there. Like, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Is on the way. MaxPax taking his third. herO chose to throw down extra gateways instead. That is a 4-gate setup. Ooh. So herO, he has the option to go for a 2-base all-in. Does have the option. Hallucination will get eyes on the timing of the third. herO getting in position for his own 3rd base as well. herO, he does confirm that MaxPax has expanded. herO taking a 3rd gas geyser. Immortal production has begun. And herO, he might just not expand. I mean, the probe did survive. Gateways are finishing. Yeah, herO, he up. Okay, does take a 3rd. Does take a 3rd base. MaxPax, he is attempting to confirm, and he does. He knows. So MaxPax knows he's safe. herO has been revealed. And from here, MaxPax can just chill out, saturate the 3rd base, take up. You can see MaxPax working towards Forge, +1, Immortal production. herO does have slightly faster Immortal production himself, but MaxPax is the faster 3rd. So MaxPax does have an economic lead. He has an economic lead over his opponent. herO going for the Dark Shrine. Bold move. Unfortunately for herO, I mean, MaxPax already has access to detection, but DTs can still get damage done, even if there is an Observer. True. So that's potential. MaxPax moving out towards the left. There is that Immortal, so herO should be okay. As long as the Immortals are in position. He does have 2 of them. Let's have those 2 Immortals. Forces MaxPax back. MaxPax just getting a 4th base, trying to contain and poke in at the 3rd of herO. And herO, he's just taking a bit of a slower approach. I don't know if you noticed, but herO, he's been skipping warp-ins. He does have the 4-gate setup, but he has been skipping warp-ins, just focusing on immortal production. His tech, his upgrades, I mean, that's why he can afford that Dark Shrine. There we go, herO now warping in. And we'll see what he can get done with those ZTs. As he's vying for map control, gets his 4th, Oracle will confirm, MaxPax sees everything. Likewise, threatens the warp-in into the natural as well. Prism is in position. herO going for a blink on the DTs. Settling in. Okay, Prism is spotted. herO knows. Throwing down some cannons. MaxPax likewise, he spots the Observer. Still pushing forward. Now, because of the heavy immortal count, herO, I do favor him in a Stalker versus Stalker fight, but it's not about Stalkers, not anymore. +2 is on the way, and Charge is just not finishing for MaxPax. Some Zealots are coming in to reinforce, and Zealots, they do so well just tanking both Stalker and immortal shots. Archons are morphing in. MaxPax does have the, I would say, higher quality army. herO, instead, he invested not into Charge, but into these DTs. He's still looking for damage. Ooh, Stasis goes off. And MaxPax, he commits. Yeah, Charge will take collapse on the army. The Immortals are exposed. One of them goes down. The Force Fields will keep him at bay. And MaxPax, he gets 11 probe kills. Zealots, they bust into the mineral line. 12 probes going down. MaxPax now up in workers. The DTs, they did nothing so far. They at least all survived, true. All did survive, but here he needs to gain some value with them. Spots the main army, he pulls away. Here he might just have to morph them into Archons at this point. They may be more valuable as that against Charge Lots, but now pulls away, still being active. See, MaxPax taking it seriously, he's throwing down additional cannons. He's got 3 cannons here. Sorry, 2 cannons at the 4th. MaxPax does have the supply lead. herO does warp in extra DTs with that pylon. MaxPax, he pushes in. He breaks through the force fields, gets on top of the Immortals. They are exposed. 1, 2 of them go down, and MaxPax, he has control of the 3rd. He has control of the high ground. DTs to get nothing done across the map. Plenty of cannons. And herO, he just cannot keep up. He's zoned away from his own 3rd. He's forced down onto the low ground. 19 probe kills. And herO just can't keep up. Like, the economy just is not there. Not anymore. As MaxPax, he blinks on forward as well. I mean, the soul control here from herO has been on point. The blink control, I should say, trading very efficiently. But there's only so much he can do with a hindered economy. As MaxPax is reinforcing. Remember, there was no War Prism, or War Prism was just a little bit too far behind. So reinforcements are delayed. The slow Warpins, the slow Zealots, I should say. Let's go. The slow lots are here. They're helping the tank. But again, MaxPax is here to overwhelm. He has his own charge lots with charge. Gets himself the Nexus. Base is going to go down. Here he just cannot keep up. Again, it's impressive what hero's been able to do with so little. But he's still leading out Stalkers, and that's all that matters. All that matters is that MaxPax, he's trading. He's trading with the army. Comes in with an Immortal. Pushing forward, breaks through the Zealots, and with the help of the Immortal, he can now just chew through those Stalkers as well. Still needs more Zealots though. Like here, he's barely holding on. Barely. Bring the Prism forward. There we go. War Prism does on siege. GG gets called. There's just too much to handle, and MaxPax will take the series 2-0. We'll advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. I was hoping for an ace match, but I feel like MaxPax was quite comfortable with how this series played out. Usually, whenever we do see herO defeat MaxPax, it's usually with all-ins, with more aggressive play. But this series, we saw something very different. Remember, game 1 was Phoenix Wars, which, I mean, MaxPax is pretty well versed in, especially on maps like Site Delta. Likewise, in game 2, herO was the defender. He chose to be. Remember, herO, he chose to go for a robo before third, which means he was focusing on immortal production, which is a more defensive unit, especially early on. So he was, yeah, just kind of relinquishing map control, and he was just allowing MaxPax to dictate the pace of the game. Because of that, again, MaxPax, he was in control, he had map control, he was being the aggressor, was keeping herO pinned back at home. He was playing very safely as well by getting all those cannons. The investment into the DTs did delay charge for herO, and the DTs weren't worth it, right? It wasn't just Dark Templar, it was Blink DTs. Remember, herO, he did invest into the upgrade as well, and they didn't get anything across the map, right? These are things that did kind of hinder him in a mirror matchup. It means everything, right? Like, again, this delayed the tech of herO, delayed his upgrades, delayed charge, delayed +2, and even +1. So herO, he was in some way taking chances, and in others not taking enough. And with that, congratulations, MaxPax does take the series, does advance on to the grand finals, and the question becomes, who will face off against him in those finals? We have our next match getting ready here. It's going to be the upper semifinals between Bjorn and Trap. Here we go.